Welcome back to another episode of Aunt and Andrew, with Family's Everything.
Until it's not. I'm Aunt.
And I'm Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
Oh, did you like it?
Well, Sai, is that her name, Sai?
You like her more?
She was marginally better this week.
Much better. I thought
much better.
Oh yeah. Much more real.
Yeah, I it's the Jessel that is just annoying the crap out of me.
I think
to tell
so.
you
I
the
mean,
truth.
I don't
Jenna's
like
kind of bothering me too. I think that
okay, we're on the same
gonna.
page this week.
I think that shtick is gonna run thin with me. The shtick. First of all, I want to say I think they're all ungrateful to a degree and a little insulting because it was like, oh, she wanted to go home because she's near the water. You're not. She still has. Erin still has like a $7 or $8 million home. It's not a trashy home. It's a beautiful home. So you got to get in your little golf cart and go to the beach. It's not the end of the world. I thought they were a little bit, no, but I will say this, Erin, the next time people are coming over, have somebody run through the house, make sure the heat works, the water works, the grill outside works, make sure the things work before.
Yeah,
they did seem cold in the house.
They did, but I will say that. So let's start with Jenna.
Yeah.
She's acting like Bethany Frankel, but without the Mount Rushmore of housewives. She's literally.
I thought she was a little bit Carol.
Yeah, she's exactly Carol, but Carol, Bethany, you don't have the credibility to be
yeah.
This, that, everything else. I also, though, don't think it was a big deal that she went and stayed at her house at all.
No, because what's her name has done it several times. Erica Jane has done it when they were at Denise Richards' house in Malibu. I thought about it. She left because she wants all her hair and makeup and she needs room. And when they've gone to Palm Beach, Palm Springs, anybody in the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills who have their own house there, they leave and go to their house too. I get that. I don't think it was the worst thing that Jenna.
You can't tell people what they can and can't do.
I don't think it was the worst thing, but maybe Jenna should have said, I'm going to be here all day with you and everything. And then when I go to bed, I'm just going to jump in my car and go home and I'll be back when y'all wake up.
She should have sent Erin a text. I just left. I'm going to go sleep at my house. Everyone was having a good time. I didn't want to bother everyone or be like a Karen. So I've decided to go stay at my house. I'll be back first thing in the morning. Just wanted to give you a heads up.
Even had told her, you know what? I'm just down the street. I'm going to go to my house. Okay.
Yeah. But tell her why. Say it's not your house. Yeah. It's nothing. It's about the dynamic that it's just small. And I'm taking small steps to having, these kinds of girlfriends and doing these kinds of things. And it's just not for me. I got a lot of walls I got to knock down. I'm trying to, and I'm getting there.
Yes.
Because Erin also did say, we got to give her a chance. She's not used to these things. I thought that was nice that Erin said that.
Yes. And I do believe that there was several filming. It feels more evident now that there was filming that was all cut.
Edited. Cut.
Yeah.
I know.
It was all cut out. And I think that's why there's so much fragments, because I still don't get the Capriani thing.
It's not Capriani. It's Cipriani. They went
Cipriani's, whatever it
Cipriani,
is.
But they.
Okay. Well, you know what I meant.
They didn't go to Catch.
I've never been there.
Yeah, you have to be a member there, I think.
Okay, well, I haven't been there. I haven't ever been there.
See, I understand where Brynn's coming from, is that Jenna not staying at the house was stupid. In the sense that they got so mad they kept talking about it. Them not going to Catch is stupid. They didn't want to go to Catch. Let it be.
Yeah, but we didn't even see it. That's the problem.
I totally understand.
That's the problem. They did filming without us seeing it, and then they're still referencing it, and it should just be cut out. Any reference to it. I'm sure they've got enough. I mean,
Ubah needs to stop worrying about Jenna.
But here's the thing. We know now that there was another cast member, that there were accusations of problems. That woman decided it wasn't right for her. She was leaving. At that point, they should have said to the cast, do not mention anything that happened prior, because they know she's not there.
I don't think, let me tell you something.
She's not at the house in the Hamptons. So why are we still talking about her? Eliminate any of this, because it's all going to be cut. That's the problem. It's confusing for us. Not only are they new, but we don't know what the hell they're talking about.
No, but you have to understand something. The Catch being bleeped out has nothing to do with that housewife.
No, but these stories of where they went and all that, because we didn't see it because they cut the housewife out.
None of them went to the dinner. I think that what we're missing is them planning the dinner, where then there was resistance about going.
we're missing scenes that they're referring to. First of all, we missed the whole cheese thing.
They should have just refilmed. They should have had Erin go out to dinner with the ones that were willing to go to catch, gone to catch, and then she should have said, or she should have like said, oh, they won't go because it's catch. They should have like really edited it because it doesn't make sense. You're right, 100%.
And it still doesn't after the third week. It didn't make sense the first week, the second week. And if I was sitting at home and I wasn't kind of like a little nosy and read all kinds of blogs and was online and listening to Jill talk about it and Bethany talk about it and different people talk about it, I might not know. If I was a casual viewer and I didn't know that there was another housewife who got cut, well, she left, and that they were filming for 2 weeks, it wouldn't, none of this would make sense. Then it would even be worse. I happen to know this stuff. They don't.
Let me tell you something. You're never going to be a casual viewer of anything in life. You're pretty critical. Like you look into things. I am too. I investigate. I like to find out things.
Yeah. I wanted to know why, what is all this? But I'd known that there was somebody who didn't make it. I just think that there's a little bit too much tit for tat.
Yeah,
it's too much. I said this, you said this already. It's like you're just getting to know each other. Like, oh, let's, but this is why we know there was already conflict, because they're already in conflict, but we didn't see the conflict. So we're not understanding as the viewer why there's so much conflict, because we didn't see the conflict because it was cut.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have to get through it. They have to get through it too. They have to like get all of this out of their system, because you can tell that they're all, I mean, and they should be a little nervous. I'm not saying that it's hard to jump behind a camera, especially when you know what kind of a show and the history behind the show, the legacy, know it's a very triggering word. The legacy that you are stepping into, I'm sure can be kind of daunting. And I think that's what we saw with Sai, because she walked in and you can tell that like she was really over the top acting. And I like how she said exactly what it was. Like, I'm just happy I'm on this very free trip right now. Like she's just being very open and honest.
She was, maybe she's maybe in the beginning of filming, they're all very uptight. They don't know what they're going to do. And this is why I think this won't be that successful, because they don't have any other housewife to kind of show them the way. Jill talked about it with Bethany, and she said it should have almost gotten a new name or something, because we were all old. It was time for new people, but they could have kept on Leah or the other girl who was
they can always, I mean, they may bring someone back.
Not in this season. They're not going to bring somebody in.
No. But I'm saying if they get that feedback, the problem is like they're going to have
be
to
too
make
late
some changes.
then. That will be too late. I can already tell there are some housewives who will not be back.
Jessel.
I don't think Jessel will be back. No,
Brynn,
not at all.
Don't ever leave again.
I'm not sure if I like her or not. And you know what? I think the problem with this group that I've never seen on another housewife is they're all trying to almost be a little too Sex in the City, which I never got from, and I never got from New York before, especially in the beginning of New York, because except for Bethany, they really were housewives, and they were bringing their kids to school, and they were going out to eat, and they were doing this and that. We haven't really seen a lot of kids. We haven't seen husbands. We don't really know what their families are. No, maybe we did, but it was all
we saw, but we really weren't into it. But it's also only episode 3.
It is only episode 3, but by episode 3, I knew that Simon and Alex had Francois, and what was the other?
Well, no. Wait. Hold the phone.
Francois.
You didn't even know. You were probably barely remembering their names by episode 3, unless you were
Alex.
At
no,
your
but
notes.
you already knew that they had little kids. You already knew.
You
who
know
Avery
everyone in the
Singer
cast
was
if they have kids.
Listen, by the 3rd episode, you already knew what Avery Singer existed, because you'd already heard her name 15,000 times from her mother. You've already heard
met all the kids.
And I can't remember anybody's name, but by now, by the 3rd episode, I knew who Allie was.
There's one Allie. There was one Avery. Luann had 2 kids. All of these people have more kids than all of
Jenna
the OG.
doesn't have kids, right?
No, she's not.
Erin doesn't have kids. I mean, Brynn doesn't have kids. Brynn have kids?
No, she's not even nothing. She's got
okay.
No one.
So Brynn has no children.
Jessel has kids.
Jessel has kids. Sai has kids.
Sai has 2 kids.
And Erin has 3.
Erin has 3.
And the
Ubah, no. And
Jenna, no.
Jenna, no.
And
And Jessel or
right.
Ubah. So
Erin, Brynn, no. I'm just
yeah,
saying.
I
Then,
mean,
I think if you're going to do the Real Housewives of New York City, they should be Real Housewives of New York City,
but
except
the
for
problem
one
is
or
no
two.
cities are housewives anymore. None of them.
No, I know that. Then we need to change the name.
I mean, housewives don't sit at like you're
I'm just
one of
gonna
the only
say,
housewives I know that still sits at home and doesn't have a. You do have like 6 jobs. They're just not
I
like
got
traditional.
so many jobs. I get paid. I want to say that
Erin's the most sane of the group.
yeah, I really like Erin,
She
and
looks like
she's
Jennifer
real.
Aniston.
And Erin's real, and there is a level of Jenna that's real in the Hamptons. Now, I happen to know people who live in the Hamptons, and they're from the Hamptons, and they're from Watermill, which I do see. This is another thing I didn't like what Brynn said. Oh, it's not Southampton, but it's okay. Like, oh, it's so fatiguing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's so much more common than you think.
No, I know it is, but I'm just saying, as someone who has a family member who grew up in Watermill, it's just and he's got a Hampton vibe. Let's face it.
He's not hanging out with Brynn.
No, he's not, but he's
She'd eat him
chill,
for lunch.
but he's chill and he's laid back, and there's a casualness out in Hampton. It's like if you're up in Maine, if you're down the Cape, but the tourists come and they think, oh, I've got to be all high fashion and style. No, put on your flip-flops and put your hat backwards. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I liked about Erin and Jenna. I liked about Erin and Jenna is they were just like, well, where are you people all going? We're just going out to eat lunch. And they made it like a fashion show. And that's really not what the Hamptons are.
But they're filming a show.
I get they're filming
where
a show.
glam has taken over the whole brand.
I get that. But that's where I think they're doing a Real Housewives of, they're doing Sex in the City to me, where every scene there has to have a new outfit. Like Fields is dressing them. I'm just saying that's my problem with it. It's too Sex in the City for me. And Sex in the City is fantastic. So you can't be that. I think that's my problem with them. I like Erin. Jenna's starting to annoy me a little bit. It's too much, but I get she's very skeeved about these people and this. And I wonder if there's a level of she thinks she's a little better than them.
Of course she does.
And
that's why Erin favors her over you, Brynn. It's Jenna Lyons. She thinks she can get further with her on TV. This is all about power. So
I know.
Go touch that thermostat and turn it up, down, everything in between. Go do what you got to do.
I know, but they should have had heat. I'm also going to say that I'm sick and tired of the housewives having a personal trainer, though David was very cute. Over to the house to exercise. It's like been done every time. No, I liked that he knew that class.
I liked that he actually knew Erin.
Yes.
He knew Brynn. So I believed that it was Erin's personal trainer.
Right.
I do believe that Ubah really thought he was like beautiful. She like was literally. No,
I believe that was genuine. Yeah.
She also looked amazing. I didn't know how good shape she was in, like in some of the dresses she's worn, but when she had on like the yoga pants.
Yeah.
No, I know. Two Truths and a Lie needs to go.
Oh, I'm sick of that too. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of people's sex lives. Listen, I'm going to tell you, you're out there. I don't care who you're doing and how you're doing it.
Reverse cowboy. How many more things?
Oh
Brynn?
my God. Is this all she does? So I thought it was funny that all she does is want everybody to see her from back. You know what I mean? She doesn't ever want to see them. I'm sick of your sex life. I don't care who you are. I don't want to care. I don't care who you're doing, how you're doing it. Leave it to yourself. That's how I feel. Too much talk about it.
Yeah.
And especially with these housewives. Oh no. Did I do it in the senator's office? Did I do it at the Knicks game? Did I do it in the elevator? Oh, shut up. Go home. Why are you broadcasting to the world that you've been having sex all over New York City? My God, in Central Park out in the middle.
I know, right? And I love
mean, like,
Ubah's
why are you
answer.
advertising it?
I love Ubah's justification. Well, I live next door.
Well, see, that is weird too. I think when they're new, they're trying too hard, because you wouldn't really get that conversation if you still had 3 old housewives and 3 new housewives, because the old ones aren't going there. They've already
you get that conversation when the producers say, play 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah, well, the producers out there stop, because it's stupid. It's stupid.
I just want to know what flavor the popsicle was.
I don't want to. Why didn't it melt? She's
Raspberry grape.
she's obviously frigid because any good woman who was in the position to accept a popsicle should be a little warmer. The fact that it was stuck in her meant it was frozen, so to speak. Any good woman would let that thing melt. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I can think of.
As the grand dame Karen Huger said to Giselle Bryant on Potomac, better get going on that hot box down there. Well, that thing would melt in Giselle. That's all I'll say.
Okay, so I'm just saying, why would you share that on TV?
I don't know.
You know why? Because they're new. And they're trying to forge their way, and they don't have anyone to pull them aside and say, don't do that. You're going to regret that.
That's why it's a stupid game.
Yeah, no, not only is that a stupid game, but having all new housewives is a stupid game unless it's a new city. And Bethany and Jill talked about it, and Jill wasn't crazy about it either, but Jill did take each one of them out to lunch.
I love that. I think it's great.
And it was funny because anybody who's out there, you have to watch the interview with Bethany and Jill because it is good.
There's two.
Yeah, and they're both good. I like them.
How many millionaires do we need to light a fire pit? I need to know. Like, how many do we?
Well, how many were there?
What, millionaires?
Yeah, 2, maybe 3.
Nah, I think some of them are. You never know. Family money, sleeping around money. You never know. Listen, if you do it right. Listen, I'm not saying that Lala did it right, but trust and believe. Like, I think of like Randall before he went down the deep end, Big Papa before he was figured out. You can be saving and pocketing your money and just letting someone else pay all your bills and take you to dinner if you really wanted to and hit that million real quick.
And get that PP,
right?
Get the PP, the private plane.
The PP. I will say this. I understand Sai 100%. And I have to say, it was very refreshing.
Yes, it was.
As a white person, to see her explain the dollar store that she could have made totally far more about just race, but it wasn't just about race. I like that she made it about poverty and just like about like when she struggled as a young person. She also made light of it and like used a little bit of like cheeky humor to kind of prove her point instead of being all teacher and cancel and you don't know what you're talking about. No, you're so rude. It was very, I actually listened to her.
I did too. And I thought it was refreshing. Now, do you ever go to the dollar store?
I mean that, and I watch Bethany's videos.
I go to the dollar store. I've never been to Family Dollar, but I do go to the dollar store and everything's $1.25 now.
Oh yeah.
But for certain things, why not go to the dollar store?
Yeah, I think that what Sai
cards, there's still Hallmark cards. Hallmark cards, I want to say, are outrageous. They're like $6.95.
Oh yeah, they are
a card, and it's ridiculous because most people look at the card and go, "Oh, is there's nothing in it?" Okay, they don't even read it. It's a waste of $7. So I go to the dollar store for cards.
Or Christmas tree shop right now, going out of business.
Oh, they're going out of business. Yeah. They would have lots of cards, but I think the dollar store has its place for like gift wrap and tissue paper.
But I can see why she doesn't want to voluntarily go there, because I think that when you have to go to the dollar store for your basic needs or for things like holiday stuff, I can see how it would be very traumatizing to just be like, oh, today I'm going to go like just browse, because that's what, like she said, to her, the dollar store wasn't anything fun. I would say to the other women, it's a novelty. Yeah.
Like Sonia going to a consignment store. It's a novelty. To her, it was her real life. It wasn't a novelty. That's where they went to get a dish and glasses and silverware. Yeah. They weren't going to even, I don't know, Kohl's or Walmart to get. They were going to the dollar store. That's where the real life was.
Yeah. I thought that was very, I thought it was chill. I didn't feel like she was like judging.
She didn't make it racial at all. She was just like, nah, when your father's got the speaker and he puts it there and he puts it and he says Merry Christmas. It's not that great. Especially when other kids have a real tree. And she didn't bring race into it. And you're right. I appreciated that.
I did, just because of the fact that like usually it's like there's this preacher teaching moment where it can, and I'm not saying that it's not justified.
No, I know exactly what you're saying.
I believe her. I believe that we can call it what it is. She's a Black woman that grew up in Brooklyn. I can understand it has to do with race, but I guess my point is that she wasn't trying to use that race card as a way to make them feel uncomfortable, but instead wanted to teach them that like, it doesn't matter. Like she didn't need to bring it up because it's more just this idea of that explaining to them. It's kind of like what Garcelle eventually did with Kyle regarding not paying for or saying that she didn't pay for the donation or whatever. The beginning wasn't great, but when she sat her down and said, like, this is why something like that isn't good to be said. Now that was obviously far more like, let me teach you and explain to you. Sai didn't have to do that as much, but I think that it was a similar kind of moment where when it's kind of like, it's not Crystal being like, oh yeah, you're not one of those people that see color. Like that doesn't help anyone out, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because there's people that understand the conversation around race. There's people that don't care about it, which those people, like, they're not going to watch this scene no matter what. But the people that care, like the people that are open to it, but just, you have to talk to them in a way where they feel like you're like actually teaching them something instead of telling them what they've done wrong when they just don't even know what they've done wrong. That's where it could have gone in a different direction. And I like how Sai just was so just straight up being like, no, I wouldn't want to go there. Let me tell you why I wouldn't want to go there.
Right. But I've never seen personally, I don't want to delve into racial issues, but I've never seen the dollar store as a racial thing. I've seen it more as like you said, poverty.
No,
and
but I think
poverty
she
has
could
all
have
colors.
used her. What I'm trying to say is she could have used her race.
She didn't. She made it about
she said
poverty.
It the way it is.
And poverty has no
Yeah.
color. You can be any color and be in the poverty level.
Totally.
I'm not in poverty level and I go to the dollar store. But
no, but that was her
grow
point.
up with dollar stores either. They weren't around. There's something new.
You also don't say like, oh, I'm going to the dollar store. I know I can afford way more, but I'm going to go to the dollar store today. No.
Well, no, it's not to me. But I go there for balloons too. That's another thing. It's $1.25 for a balloon. You go to Party City or whatever, they want like $4 or $5. It's the same balloons.
I completely agree. I think Jenna talking about it with Erin, it was a good moment for Sai to speak up the way she did.
I thought it was an educated way.
Yes,
it was saying, this is how I grew up, and this has nothing to do with the color of my skin. This is that we were poor.
Yeah, and I think that like the way Jenna and Erin were talking about it, which I'm not saying, I think they meant it this way, but they didn't mean to offend. They didn't mean for it to be insensitive. But Jenna Lyons, who ran J. Crew, Erin, who's like, you're in her multi-million-dollar home, what they were saying as people of very like privileged in the sense that they've worked hard, they've gotten money, whatever they have, they have the money to do things. They were definitely saying like, oh, but I like the dollar store. Oh, do you like the dollar store?
Whereas but they were saying that like, is like two things I think on that. One, it was like it's a novelty to them.
Yes.
And two, they were trying to seem like they weren't all uptight elites.
But also they were acknowledging that they are uptight and rich and like, oh, but I like the dollar store. Do you like the dollar store?
Well, who doesn't like a dollar store though?
Sai,
even Bethany.
She
doesn't.
But what I'm saying is Sai then stepped in and said, like,
it's a difference.
Listen, like, I get, like, even in a way, she's like, I understand what you're saying, but like, not everyone likes the dollar store. Let me tell you why. Like, the dollar store is in place for a purpose. It's not just for rich people to go buy shit at low prices.
Do you ever go to Five Below?
No.
Oh,
I thought it was a burger place for a while.
No, that's Five Guys.
I know.
Five Below is everything's under $5.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
And they'll have things that are $2, $4, $3.
It's $1. A little more open and honest about things than the dollar store, where it's not $1.
No, everything's $1.25 now. The dollar store. Well, they can't rename the store $1.25 store.
How about a few dollars? A few dollar store.
They just advertised. It's still cheap. You still, and sometimes the stuff they have on the aisle, like even like Tic Tacs. Tic Tacs are like $1.69, but they were $1 now. They're $1.25. They're the same Tic Tacs.
And you know who inflates things like Tic Tacs? Old Navy. Never buy a drink.
Hello.
Never buy a drink or a piece of candy or anything at the checkout at Old Navy. A candy bar is $3.
Oh, that's robbery. That's robbery.
They try to get you in to buy the cheap clothes, which like I don't. I'll go there once in a blue moon to like grab like 5 t-shirts or something that I just need, like undershirts, right? And then I'll like go and grab a Coke on the way out, and it'll be
it's robbery.
The same price as a t-shirt.
Yeah, no, I just went into Old Navy and I bought their $5 4th of July shirts, that say whatever Old Navy, whatever year.
They have good stuff like that,
and they were all marked down to $2.
Oh, that's good.
That was really good. Yeah, because I have a little grandson and I got him one. He won't be old enough. I mean, it won't fit him next year. So it was great. It's $2. And he wears it 2 or 3 times. It's usually to brag.
Oh, I can't wait to see your grandson in the Uggs I got him this fall.
I can't. He had little Crocs on the other night. We went to dinner and everybody was like, look at your Crocs.
Oh,
They're
he's so
done like
stylish.
they're done like driving shoes. They're not like Crocs. They
Oh,
look
yeah,
like
yeah.
Italian driving shoes, Crocs. They were so cute and everybody loved them.
Well, I am happy to say that it seems like you
I'm not
least,
hating as much on them because I actually know their names now. I
yeah,
did want to say that Ubah, it is Ubah, right?
yeah, she's great.
No, I like her, but it's confusing to me because I keep on thinking when I say Ubah that she's getting an Uber. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean? And I keep on thinking, no, her name can't be Ubah, but it is Ubah. But it makes me think of the car service. That she had on a scarf this week
Oh, yeah.
at dinner, and that was to cover her edges. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, because you noticed that with
I
the
noticed that anytime
extensions.
somebody has any sort of head wrap or a hat, it's to cover the edge.
I love how she said, when are we done with this French movie again?
I thought that was stupid by the third time, though. It was like
Oh,
enough already, and they were laughing because like they thought I thought that was so forced. I thought that whole dinner was forced, and probably because they were genuinely starving.
I thought that it was nice after the dinner that they at least said the food was good.
Yes, because I will say, I mean, yeah, it was nice. She had the caviar and then she never had breakfast for them. And then Jenna came in with her own coffee. At least she had a few others for others. I always think
Well,
that's weird.
I hate to say this. That's what she said she was going to do at the dinner the night before. She said she was going to go out. She didn't say she was going to leave and go stay at her own house, but she did say she was going to go get the coffee herself.
Yeah, well, she did. So she didn't say that she was going to be getting it from her house, like you said.
No.
But what was I just talking about? I lost my train of thought when we brought up the coffee.
Ubah.
Who brought the coffee? Ubah. I don't remember. She's a beautiful girl, but I don't remember what I was going to say. She loves a banana. And I think that they were a little hungry the whole trip, and I don't think it helped. I also didn't see a lot of alcohol consumption for the most part, which is sort of good because we know usually they're full on crazy. And I think maybe Bravo is trying to rein that in maybe a little bit because they have gotten a lot of criticism for the amount of alcohol that they are plying their franchises with.
Yeah, and also look what we got Brandi Glanville, be touching Caroline. So
yeah, when is that ever going to be on?
I don't know. I hope it makes it.
I hope so too, because I would definitely want to see that. But Brandi has a history. She smacked people across the face and she's still on TV. So, I mean, obviously there's no limits for Brandi, but it doesn't seem like they're drinking as much, or maybe they're not drinking as much yet. Sonia and Luann aren't drinking. So maybe
Luann can't stop talking about it.
She's just dying for one. But maybe Bravo is pulling back on that. And I think that's a great idea because there was just too much crazy insanity with alcohol involved. And maybe not so much on the Housewives, though there've been plenty of fights in Jersey and stuff.
What about OC? Tamara's been drunk every episode.
OC, naked, wasted. But they need to pull back on that. I think more you see it in Pump Rules, Southern Charm. This seems at Shara's, there was a lot more drinking. Summer house, winter house, whatever house, spring house, fall house, below deck. There's still a lot of drinking going on.
I also think people see themselves on TV. And so like, imagine like, I think like, you never know, like these New York women might come on and be like, wait, we've seen how these housewives have shown themselves when they've gotten wasted. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't want to do that either. Yeah, no. I don't think, I think I would take the Jill Zarin route. I'd have a drink when I left them and have just a Diet Coke when I was with them. And Marge doesn't drink really either when she's with the gang, which is probably why
Marge has never drank. She doesn't drink.
Okay. So that we've seen is what I'm saying.
She's always said that. She's always said she doesn't drink.
Okay, well, she could go home and be tipping the bottle back for all we know.
Maybe,
she could be telling you that, but I'm saying she doesn't drink around these people. And I think that gives her an upper hand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, for sure. Because she never loses it. Well, she did a few times. She did pour the drink on. So she never had a drink, but she still put the drink over Danielle Staub's head.
She poured a water bottle over Danielle Staub's
Yeah,
head.
yeah. She did the drink. That's what I said.
Water bottle. It was a water bottle. It was
Well,
like
it doesn't matter. It was liquid. It was a drink. It
oh
doesn't
yeah,
have to
she
be
did that.
alcohol.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that's what
Oh
I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying.
She did it without being under the influence. Yeah.
So I mean, some of the people do crazy things. Anyways,
I
I'm
mean,
warming up to them a little bit, but I still wish one or two housewives were there.
yeah.
Well,
I mean,
maybe
I
not.
think
I
that
mean, maybe if you're going to clean the slate, you can just clean the slate. Why?
I don't know if Leah and Ebony were good enough.
Ebony wasn't. And I don't think Giselle is. And Jessel.
Jessel.
And
No, I know, but what I'm
Jessel.
saying from the
And I
past
don't think
cast,
I would be surprised if Jenna Lyons is back next year either. I think she could be a one and done.
it depends how it helps her lash business she's trying to start. And let me tell you something. Ubah has a hot sauce company that was
Oh.
on Oprah's favorite things in 2021.
Okay, so good for her. What
Yeah.
does Brynn do? Does she do anything?
I don't know.
Does she go to work?
She dates your dad.
She can't date my dad. He's dead.
Well, yes, I understand that, but that's what she does in general. She dates
If
everyone's
she
dad.
wants to take him out, though, good luck to her. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
So she's looking for a sugar daddy.
That's kind of how they branded her, but I don't know if that's exactly
So
the
she's
case.
like the Anna Nicole Smith
yeah.
of the new housewives of, and who does Jenna think she is? Is she think she's Miranda? Because I get that feeling she thinks she's Miranda. And
From what? From Devil Wears Prada?
No,
from Sex and the City.
Sex and the City.
Oh, okay.
And there's a little bit of Brynn who thinks she's a little Carrie, maybe.
I don't really see them as Sex and the City. I think they're
I don't know. I think they're all trying to like play this little Sex and the City role or something. I don't know.
I think they're just, I think that's that generation that lives in New York because of Sex and the City. Like, I just think that's like the way in which women that like they're, so I don't think it's this group of women. I think that's just how people have, I mean, my little sister's kind of like that too. I hate to say it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I know. But anywho, well, I'm happy that you got a little bit of momentum from them. I think that
we're a little bit better. They were a little bit better today. I will say, I'm going to be honest, that I had to rewatch the second half because I started doing dishes and stuff and thought,
oh, so you didn't go in with an open mind.
No. The beginning I watched and the first 30 minutes, and then I started doing stuff because they weren't keeping me interested. And then I had to go back and watch them again because I had them on, but I didn't pay attention because I wasn't interested. You know, and I want to say that the good place on Main Street in Sag Harbor is El Cappuccino. El Cappuccino. Not cappuccino. Cappuccini. Cappuccino.
Okay.
That's the real good place.
I bet it seems like you've been there a number of times.
I have never been to the Hamptons, but I know someone who goes all the time. And that is what she told me is the place, not the place that they went to.
Oh, okay.
But they were all fine on Main Street. That's where most of the main restaurants are in Sag Harbor. They're on Main Street. So if you're going to Sag Harbor and the Hamptons this summer, you can go to Main Street and find something to eat.
Well, that is just so lovely. You cannot go to Jill Zarin's luxury luncheon. It already happened.
I know. And she was giving away some giveaway and I tried. I on Instagram, I signed us up for every single thing that you had to get
we could have
the
gone.
Gift bag. You could have got, you could.
No, but we could have gone if we
well, then next time I'd like to go.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to go.
And so when Bethany talks about the gift bag party,
Yeah.
This is the annual gift bag party.
Yeah. No, I know that. So Jill had it that if you followed her, Allie, Jill and Allie, you had to follow her, you had to follow Jill and Allie, you had to follow Allie and something else.
Zarin Fabrics, Jill Zarin
No,
rugs,
whatever
Jen
her
Zarin candles.
No, her charity, whatever the charity is she's doing this for. There was a charity involved too.
It's Bobby. It's usually in memory of
yeah,
Bobby.
whatever it was. Well, anyways, I signed up for, if you joined all of them, you got in the raffle for the gift bag. So who knows? Maybe we'll win the raffle.
Well, you know, we'll have to send Bethany the gift bag if we get it.
I want
it. Be like, we won the raffle, so we know how much you love gift bags.
Oh my God, I would love if we won the raffle. I would love if we won the raffle and we could unveil it here live.
Well, you never know.
Hey, don't forget to take out your Mega Millions ticket.
Oh, yes. I already have some.
Okay, because it's $1 billion.
That would be amazing.
It
That
would
would
be
be
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, y'all. We'll talk to you this week after we review Orange County episode 9. Talk to you soon.